mean, not great that he almost killed Eris there.
I was about to say, man, you need some aim.
I mean, he did aim perfectly. He just didn't like, hey, look out, or four, or anything, you know?
No, you gotta give
Timber.
you gotta give the homies the heads up.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another Stone-Faced Reactions. I'm Theta, this is Justin, and we are back with technically an OVA of Mushoku Tensei. Which is to say, this is the, I believe, 16.5 episode.
Okay.
I think it's technically supposed to be... Oh, I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'll tell you the name. The name of the episode is Eris the Goblin Slayer.
Got it.
But I think you'll figure out what it is about. I mean, obviously not the title can give it away, but you'll figure out what it's about when we get into it. Because otherwise, it is not technically in the episode order, but it is technically episode 16.5, because I think it's supposed to be taking place in episode 16 as well.
Okay.
No point bringing up the board. We didn't add anybody. Everybody from previous episodes has already been on there. So, otherwise, I guess, unless there's something you want to add yourself.
Not really.
I guess we'll go ahead and get on into it then.
Let's do it.
Oh, is it this episode? Okay. There's like 2 special episodes of the season, or technically one might be at the start of season 2 that I just didn't remember which one was which.
So is this just the opening for the special, or is it?
Well, technically it's part of the story, but I don't think you'll understand what's going on here until we are actually in the episode.
Got it.
I know I didn't understand a lot of it, or not a lot of it. There's relationships I didn't understand until comments started happening.
This could be Rudy going to teach, but it doesn't make
going to teach.
Like, this could be going over the Rudy and Eris relationship start, but it doesn't make sense.
I'll say it's not Rudy.
Okay.
Remember what happened in episode 16? Was 1 episode, 2 episodes ago?
2 episodes ago? Yes. That would have been the episode before the Paul interaction, correct?
The Paul interaction has been for 2 episodes now.
Okay. No, because I know they mentioned that Eris was going off to do some goblin slang, however.
Did they?
Yes.
That's not me being gaslighting or anything. I don't remember that at all. This is why I rely on the comments. Or a co-host. One long shop. But yeah, the guy in the very intro, the shadow puppet thing,
Yeah.
was a different guy. It's not Rudy.
I didn't think it was, but that was the only logical connection from what we've seen.
Not on the demon continent anymore.
True.
I mean, they were about to draw their weapons. It's not like they were fully innocent.
Yes. No, I completely agree. Okay.
Someone's probably
an aggressive scene.
Someone's a pretty popular front desk lady, I'm assuming.
Uh-huh. Eris was quite aggressive in asking, but that was also a pretty aggressive response.
For the reasons I just described, I didn't hear a word. What color outfit was she wearing?
本当は僕は A ランクぐらいの強さがあるんだ。けれど、しょうがないから君らで我慢してやろうって言ってるんだ。なんだと？ガキ、あんまり調子に乗んなよ。剣しか触れない脳なしども。この僕がわざわざ助けてやろうって言ってるんだ。
Kid, you need to learn when to stop.
そこまで大口叩いたんだ。
I don't know, they're threatening him and he's smirking, so...
Man's trying to make friends with salad.
Yeah, like I said, he was smirking the entire time.
Yep. Now you done fucked up.
Eris don't threaten, she acts.
Sure. Yep.
Shame I can't read that.
You beat me up. I'm kind of into it.
Maybe that's why he was smirking before when the other guys were threatening him.
Possible. That last name's a little bit on the nose.
I don't know, maybe it's like a Game of Thrones thing. Bastards of a certain region, given a certain last name.
Makes sense. Who describes you as a sage? That's the question.
Well, remember, Rudy had to be taught by somebody, so assumingly Rudy might not be the most powerful mage in the world.
切なる炎の精霊にして地獄にうごめく黒の落とし子よ。今こそ大地に這い上がり拳を振り上げよ。恩敵を叩き潰し燃やし尽くし食らい尽くし。
Alright, let's see the result here.
エクゾダスフレイム。
I mean, not great that he almost killed Eris there.
I was about to say, man, you need some aim.
I mean, he did aim perfectly. He just didn't like, hey, look out, or for, or anything, you know?
No, you gotta give
Timber?
You gotta give the homies the heads up.
Also, I think she needed evidence of the kill.
Yeah.
そこらの魔術師ではこうはいきませんよ。
そう全然すごくないわ。
エリスさんは魔術のことをよく知らないようですね。いいですか？魔術というのは初級から低級まで分けられます。ある程度の魔術師なら中級までは波の
I think I was worried that my player was,
しかし
you know, lagging or something.
上級炎魔術です。大人の魔術師でも一握りのものしか出せません。そう大人の魔術師でも上級を扱えるのは少数なんです。わかりましたか？僕がどれだけすごいかってことが。
It's actually been a while since I think anyone's talked about what level of magic Rudy is, so I don't actually know.
何を言ってるんですか。ゴブリン数匹に苦戦するようなエリスさんを一人にはできませんよ。
Yeah, this guy is this guy shows that that Rudy's become less of a dick.
ええ、もちろん分かっていますよ。エリスさんが強いのはよーく分かってます。じゃあ今度は森へ行ってみましょう。ゴブリンでは僕の進化が発揮できませんからね。
I don't know that it's proving anything about Rudy himself. It's just that he's not, like, egotistical about his own power.
エリスさんともあろうお方が怖いんですか？
It's not specifically about Rudy. However, there is very much clear similarities to how Rudy used to be when he was first learning.
Also, Eris fell for the old Back to the Future. What's the batter, McFly? Chicken? Nobody calls me chicken. I don't know, I'd say this guy is just as faulty as Rudy is. It just happens to be his fault is more irksome to most.
His ego seems to be higher.
I mean, which is worse, his ego or Rudy's perverseness?
It depends on the situation.
そんなことできるわけないじゃないですか。
ルーデウスならできるわ。
ルーデウス？誰ですかそれは？
私の先生よ。
はあ。エリスさん。
That moment when you hear that their ex is way better than you.
Yep.
なるほど。彼らを頼れば探しましょう。エリスさん？
黙って。
I mean, it also goes along with the fact that, you know what Geese said last episode, or I guess technically 0.5 episodes ago, since this is happening exactly at the same time as the other episode's happening.
Yes.
That they had to go through basically... The Demon Continent is incredibly hard. That they,
1,000,000%.
That they've been playing the game in hard mode. So now they're just so much more leveled up than everybody else.
Yep. And that makes perfect sense.
このお方がどなたか分かっているのだろうな。
無論だ。
ならばなぜ。
言うまでもなかろう。
貴様ら強硬派か。
Oh. Drama, I see.
Also, this world has a pope.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
I don't know. If you're gonna build your own religious system, you could base it on any world religion. Doesn't have to be the most popular one.
True.
あんたはそこで隠れてるといいわ。エリスさん。遅い。
Well, I think you're dead.
Yeah, you're gone.
Unless he Naruto's and turns into a log.
You were just stabbed.
Just hoping these aren't secretly the good guys.
I think they might be.
In the ass.
He's not doing so well. You know?
See, if it was Rudy, he'd be jerking it in the bushes right now. As I said, they've all got their problems.
私は神殿騎士団のテレーズ・ラトレイヤと申すものです。冒険者とお見受けしますが、名前を伺っても。
私はエリ。デッドエンドのルイジェルド。こう見えてもスペルド族よ。
スペルド。
One, that's an obvious lie. Two, I don't know that this serves your purposes to make his story better.
わかりました。
Yeah, no, don't really.
I would have thought you would have gone with, like, the mad dog angle.
Yeah.
She's got Nina's eyes.
Yeah.
From Gurren Lagann, I mean.
No, 100%.
気にしないでください。
まあいいわ。行きましょう。
はい。
クリフ様、あなたがなぜ神殿騎士団と？貴様ら、なぜ子供を狙った？誰だ？
Here's the boy.
ルイジェルトだ。デッドエンド。なぜお前があいつらの味方をする？あいつらは魔族排斥派だぞ。味方ではない。なら、俺たちの方につけ。
So Eris sided with racists, basically.
魔族との共存を望んでいらっしゃる。
Pope is like, yo, we can live together.
Classic Pope.
That's just a Pope move, you know?
It's a dope Pope.
A Pope?
It's not a mopey Pope.
Before he cleans himself, he's a soapy Pope.
Get that Pope some rope. I'm starting to run out.
Nope.
I mean, it's just a trope.
どうしてですかこの天才魔術師の休校を断るなんて
Also, I assume he was wearing that helmet so he would like. I know I'm dropping it. We're done. I assume he was wearing that helmet so he wouldn't be recognized by those guys, but that guy instantly recognized him.
魔術を無影響で出せるんだから。
Yep.
無影響そんな人いるわけないですよ仮にいたとしても僕ほど魔術を使いこなせるわ
Absolutely
けがない
nobody could do that.
ルーデスは水星級魔術師なんだから。私より背は小さいけど、この間
I mean, to be fair, the only other person we've seen do that is so fat somebody he taught to do that.
Yeah.
僕だって一人や二人くらい
Setting up a fight for the future.
Much more adult than actual Rudeus.
Yes and no.
I don't know if you looked away for a second. He like envisioned Rudeus with her. And
I know.
Okay. I'm talking about how tall he was and adult looking.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah. No, that I will agree with.
I mean, unless he was envisioning himself as an adult. I don't know.
I think it was him. Because he doesn't know who Rudy is.
Yeah. It's just hard to tell with the gray robes, I guess. Well, no, because that guy had colored hair of Rudeus. Not his own. His own was brown. That guy had, like, light blonde hair.
I see it. Okay, so it seems like we're basically getting to the end of the this OVA.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's only episode length.
Yeah.
クリフ様大変でございますクリフ様の教鞭を取られていた先生方が先ほど倒れられたそうでございます何でも流浪魔族の狂人にやられたとか
No, this is people trying to start problems.
Well, I mean, it's probably, you know, their bodies were found and, oh god, nobody could do this.
Or it was intentionally done to make it look that way.
So yeah, before he makes up with his dad.
Yep.
So yeah, Cliff has some sort of tie to the Pope, even though it looked like the knight and the girl would have been that.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that Cliff is the Pope.
Oh no, they don't reference anything. And all he gets told is something about an archbishop is trying to do a thing. I don't know, because if you're right, then the position of Pope is come on, brain, figure this one out.
Hereditary.
Yeah, hereditary. Sorry. My brain was saying heretical because we're talking about religion. And it's like, nope, that's not right. H-E-R-D. Can't figure it out from there.
Depending on the current position of the Pope, that could also be correct.
Because, I mean, in real life, a child would not become the Pope.
Correct.
There's just too much in between. Not to mention a whole group of people would have to vote to make the child Pope. Because apparently the papal seat is democratic, but, also you have to have all this experience and knowledge and proof of work.
But it's not unheard of in a fantasy type setting to have a powerful position be a family line.
Well, yeah, I mean, Tutankhamun was a teenager. There have been young kings of England, or at least kings in Europe.
Oh, the amount of young kings is insane.
But I just mean this isn't that sort of thing. This is a religious order, which
Correct.
tends to be not a blood, I guess, unless you think that the Holy Grail is a bloodline.
Oh, that's a whole conversation that
Well, I just mean that's one of those
time is not had for.
Well, I just mean it's one of those theories, right? That the bloodline of Jesus is the Holy Grail, and it's not actually a cup or whatever.
Correct. Which one of my favorite. I wouldn't. I'll put it top 10 movies and or books. Pick one is Da Vinci Code.
I was about to say it's the only thing I can remember where they use that as a thing.
And it's not even my favorite Dan Brown book, but like it's up there.
Angels and Demons, maybe.
Angels and Demons is another good one.
I don't know. I don't think I know any. Was there one called Science Importance?
I don't think so.
I don't know that I know any Dan Brown works that aren't in the Da Vinci Code series.
So my favorite is Inferno.
Which is the one that has the scuba diving woman?
Scuba diving woman.
I think that's actually Angels and Demons. Angels and Demons is the one that deals with the, like, they literally go to the Vatican and start, like, figuring out clues based on ancient statues and artwork, and right?
That fits both Angels and Demons and Da Vinci Code.
No, it's not. It's one of the sequels.
Angels and Demons. Angels and Demons.
Okay, then it's Angels and Demons.
It's so the movie's a sequel, the book is not.
Well, I'm not thinking of. I did watch the movie, but I'm not thinking of the movie. I'm thinking of the book where somebody dies and they go to the research facility and he gets brought in for some reason because of like, well, I don't remember what it's called when you write a name both upside down and right side up, and it reads the same both ways.
Yep.
And he gets brought in for that because he does signs and whatnot.
So that one's Da Vinci Code.
No.
Yes, it is. So that one's Da Vinci Code because they find the body of the person he was just having lunch with.
I think I'm remembering the end of it. They have to go through. They go to, what do you call the big underwater area that you store water in old cities?
Cistern?
Yeah, they have the old cistern, and where they're having like a rave party or something.
So you're mixing up the both movies' events.
Since in the movie, I'm remembering it from reading the book.
So in that case, you're mixing up the events of the books.
Also, they go to somewhere in Venice where they have to...
Angels and Demons.
Okay, so it is Angels and Demons.
The inciting event of Da Vinci Code is that symbol, which is the same right side up, upside down.
No, the inciting event of Da Vinci Code is the guy who gets murdered on the floor
they're the same thing.
No, there's a difference.
Because it's seared into the guy's skin.
No, because I remember this is in a sequel book, so it's one of the sequel books where this is being brought up because
Da Vinci Code is a sequel book. Angels and Demons came out first. The movie came out second.
Okay, well here's the problem: is I read Da Vinci Code first, and then because my problem is that I read this book on break. At work, and I just over months. So not the Da Vinci Code, the one I'm talking about.
Yes.
So I'm not only remembering it based on the events that happened, but also the meta knowledge of what was happening around me while I was reading it. Like I remember I used to read a bunch of my Star Trek Voyager books sitting out in my grandparents' front porch, and I just remember a lot of country music being played down the road. So it's kind of like the memories of things going on around me as I was reading the books. And I
Correct.
remember
So-
specifically like this whole sequence of them killing a guy and stealing stuff from like a research facility, and then our
Yes.
main character is like giving a whole conference thing on
Yep.
signs and portents or something.
So the signs importance thing and the symbols that's the same upside down or front side up is Da Vinci Code. I'm 100% positive on this.
Look, my problem is
stolen
that I know my
antimatter in
memory
this
doesn't
cistern-
work right.
The stolen antimatter,
They have to go
Cistern?
into the archives of the Vatican and steal a book from a bunch of like
Angels and Da Vinci
airlocked
Code.
cages. I'm sure that's Angels and Demons.
No, it's not.
Okay, we've got an hour and a half. Let's both read both books as fast as possible. I'm going to get the audiobook and play it at 500 times speed. We'll see who's right.
Because so Da Vinci Code has them going into Vatican City. He gets the thing from the airlock, which leads him to an old Templar fortress, which then leads him down into where he has to go.
They have to
Angels
figure
and
out
Demons.
They have to figure
Hold on.
out the clues from a book from
In Da Vinci Code. In Angels and Demons, the clues come from a painting of Dante's Inferno.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
That's two different. No,
there's
no.
also
It's two different things.
They have to escape from some woman that's trying to kill him. When he's lost his memories, he's in the apartment complex.
Angels and Demons.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Every time I keep saying things, you say Angels and Demons, and then I say something from the same book. And
No,
you're
it's
like,
not.
He loses his memory.
I
he
am
has
telling
to
you
call in a favor from his friend that works at the place. They fall through
No,
a ceiling painting.
Angels and Demons starts from the perspective of him in what city is it? It's not Venice. I want to say Venice, but I don't think it is. In some European city.
Venice. They go to Venice.
No,
and they go to the Vatican. They go to
No, they do not. You are remembering the two books together because it starts with him having to go, not having his memory.
Because there's somebody chasing him with drones
to kill him, and he gets clues from a painting, or the painting might be Inferno. Either way, the clues do not come from the
Inferno.
book.
No, that'd be there is another book.
Lead him to like the death mask of somebody.
Yeah.
Which is not Leonardo da Vinci.
And there's something written on the inside of the mask.
Correct. Da Vinci Code starts off with him being called in for the symbol thing, and it ends with him going to a church in the middle of nowhere, countryside of, like, I want to say rural France.
No. Da Vinci Code has him going to...
I'm done with this conversation. I'm done with this conversation.
It's a famous French art museum where the guy is killed. And then where he's written everything in blood. Yeah, that's what I was talking about before. The start.
No, but the end. But Da Vinci Code does not deal with a lot of what you're saying. What it is it's the following of the book with the cipher.
I'm dying trying to figure out the name of the book or the author of the book.
Then it ends. The author of the book. Either way,
no. The book in the book. The book in the book.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Because they go to like a little small little church. No, that's the Da Vinci Code. I'm talking about.
That's what I'm saying.
Angels and Demons.
No, Angels and Demons is not based. Doesn't come from a book. What happens is antimatter is stolen.
I know that one. There is a thing. Okay, maybe this is Inferno, because it's in the same book as the one where they're doing the painting. There is a book where they have to get clues from. I think this is like before they go to Venice. The same one where they take a plane to go to one place, but it's actually, they don't actually go there because they're trying to trick the people that are following them, and they take a plane to somewhere else, or they take a boat to somewhere else. It's the one with the really rich guy.
That's Da Vinci Code.
That's Inferno, I think.
No, it's not.
I'm pretty damn sure. I've read all these books, too.
I am 100% sure.
You say that, but I say I'm 100% sure when I'm wrong, too.
Okay, are you ready for this?
Probably not.
Hold on. Angels and Demons. The plot follows Harvard symbologist Robert Langdon as he tries to stop the Illuminati, a legendary secret society, from destroying Vatican City with a newly discovered power of antimatter. CERN director, insert name, discovers one of the facility's physicists, Leonardo Vetra, murdered. They find him murdered in CERN.
Yeah.
Correct. This does not involve the book. The book is Da Vinci Code.
No, I'm not talking. We're talking about. I don't think so. I don't remember any book in the Da Vinci Code.
They have to go into the Vatican to get it, which in Vatican City, they're running from Vatican law enforcement, which leads them to the Templar stronghold, which leads them down as they escape, which gives them the clue to go to the middle of nowhere. I am 100% sure.
I didn't read these books so close together that I would possibly get them mixed up in my head.
You have it mixed up in your head. I know
I read
you.
Inferno last because that's the one that I'm remembering. Sorry, I went to the Inferno Wikipedia page just to confirm, and yeah, there doesn't seem to be a book here that I'm remembering.
Because Inferno doesn't have a book; it has the painting of Dante's Inferno.
It has the rich guy on the mega yacht who's like controlling everything from a distance, and he has the other guy running around with the drones.
You are confusing rich guy mega yacht and rich guy who sells them out because he's obsessed with the Holy Grail in Da Vinci Code.
Well.
So Da Vinci Code is the one that has the monk practices self-flagellation.
Really weirdly in the movie. It's really
who is not the woman trying to kill him, which is in Angels and Demons.
At this point, I don't even care that I'm wrong anymore. What's the name of the book? Not the book that we're talking about, the book in the book. It's killing me because I want to know what the name of the author is because it was like somebody I really liked before, and now I just can't even head. That's what's driving me crazy.
Book. I'm.
Because they like go to a little church where for some reason they've got all these books from the guy. It's not like he's not even like a religious author. For some reason, I think it's like the hometown of where he was. No, it has to be the one with the death mask because it's the death mask of the guy who wrote the book. I remember that was a plot point because it was the death mask of the guy who wrote it. It was also the same guy who like built the town laid out the town who gets kicked out of the town.
No, stop for a second. Vatican book. Like, I am.
No, I don't. It's not the book that they steal from the Vatican. It's just the book that the guy whose death mask it was. Apparently, it was a very famous book, and I'm just not remembering it. Apparently, it's supposed to be Dante's Death Mask, so did Dante write a book that I'm not remembering? Dante's Inferno, obviously, but...
No, Dante did not write that book. I can actually answer that question. Pause for a second.
Pause.
That's a much easier question.
This has all been like a thing, so...
It was written by Dante. It's Dante's Divine Comedy.
Okay, well, that's the whole thing then. That's Dante's Inferno, Dante's Paradisia, and Dante's...
Yes. However,
I can't remember what Limbo was called.
Technically not a book, it's a play. This is where the confusion is. They follow the play, which leads them to a painting, which then gives them clues, because it's not actually the true...
But after they do the painting thing, which, you know, like I said before, they fall through a ceiling portrait thing, because they're in that place... They do the whole the Pope being evacuated from the city, and they follow down the path
because of antimatter.
Well, because that guy gave him the clues. the guy who was like a friend of the main character's name is already escaping me.
No,
Where they
it wasn't. The clues didn't come from the friend. The clues came from the bad guy.
Well, no, because the
Because he
friend
wanted
had
them
figured
to find him.
the friend had figured out part of the mystery, and he gave it to the main character before he then gets captured. I tell you, for somebody who's read
you're
the
mixing
books,
up the two.
for somebody who's read the books, I feel like me telling you the story of what I remember could be like a new way for you to enjoy the things that you enjoy. Only because I'm just like the what do you call it when you play Pokemon and the game randomizes everything?
Oh, you so are.
I'm like
And
your Dante Brown, your Dan Brown
Dante Brown.
randomizer.
Yeah, you're my Dante Brown. Let's go with that.
I'm your Dan Brown randomizer. So then they go to the Vatican where they have to find a book, except the part where I'm not going to remember like any of the historical stuff. Where they have to find a book that serves something about how the artist was like making statues, but he wasn't like getting paid for them. And
hold on 1 second.
And the statue's pointing towards a thing.
There's no. Can I mute you?
Possible.
You're making my head hurt.
Again. This is what I've described before about my problems with knowing shit and then not remembering shit right. So
it's all good.
In my head, it's 100% right. Everything I've said.
It's all good. It's not a bad time. You have the two plots so interwoven that it hurts my head, but it's okay.
Well, I know that I've read Da Vinci Code. I read that first. I read Angels and Demons. Well, maybe I read Angels and Demons third. My thing was back while I was taking my breaks at work, I was also watching DVDs and whatnot. So it's possible that I read Inferno second, because I don't know what the order of the books were. And then I like got a DVD of Angels and Demons, and I watched that, and I thought, I'd probably want to read the book. Like, this wasn't like something I was actively looking for. It was just like, oh, this book came through. I'm going to grab this before it goes out to the sales floor, and I'm going to read it.
Understood. Yeah. Either way, if you haven't seen them or read them, phenomenal.
I would recommend reading them more than seeing them. Not that I don't like Tom Hanks as the like starring role, but I feel like the books are a lot better. Obviously, that goes for like most movies that are made out of off of a book. The book is typically better. Obviously, it sticks with you super well too. You wouldn't believe how much you'd remember.
I love it.
Look, I believe at the end of all three of them, they have to save everybody from a virus before the nuke goes off. And
something like that.
Then a rich guy does something. I don't remember what the guy at Da Vinci Code has to do.
What happens is the cure for the virus was created by Umbrella Corp. And it's actually a prequel to Resident Evil.
Yeah, but you're not going to mix me up with Resident Evil. I do know that there was no zombies in any of this. I just couldn't remember what the guy's plot from Da Vinci Code was. Because it's like nuke, megavirus, stealing something? I don't know exactly.
No. Okay. Da Vinci Code, the entire plot is him trying to clear his name because he is the primary suspect for his friend's murder. And in the process, he gets caught up in the quest for the Grail and is being chased and hunted.
Right. It wasn't me. It was the albino monk, one arm.
Exactly.
That's a joke, by the way, on a movie. It wasn't me. It was the one-armed man. I didn't kill my wife. I don't care.
Yes, and it has, I can't remember the actor's name, but he was in Godzilla.
Bryan Cranston.
No, the older one.
Yeah, he's pretty old these days.
No, the older Godzilla movie. The French guy from Leon the Professional.
Oh, I can envision him if we're talking about the main guy.
Mm-hmm.
I can envision him, but I don't actually know who that is.
He's playing the
Never,
cop in that.
I have never known who that is. Also, I don't think I've seen him in anything but Leon the Professional.
Yo, then you haven't watched Da Vinci Code properly, because he is the cop.
Well, no, I mean, I could probably, if he could be one of those roles where like he's in like maybe 5 things I've ever seen, but he's been maybe not a bit part. Hey, at the very least, I'm not like convincing Da Vinci Code with like National Treasure
1,000,000%.
or The Librarian.
Agreed.
That'd be great. My knockoff books where I just like tell an AI, hey, can you combine these 3 things together? That's right, because I'm writing a book by AI. What of it? All right,
True.
well, this has been a fun 15-minute detour from an OVA episode that I'm sure has hit maybe 1% of the audience. I don't know how big Dan Brown is in the Philippines or Japan, so...
Hey, we might have added like a 0.2% hike in Dan Brown's popularity. Just saying.
That's generous. I doubt that if we even had like anybody interested from that. This is like we have 2,000 followers on YouTube and
0.002.
Oh, this goes to the argument of how many people in a like a zombie movie or a post-apocalypse movie it would require to be dead on the planet Earth for you to not encounter more than like 1 person in a square mile, and that's like 99.999999999. I think like 18.9% have to die for you to only encounter 10 people per square mile in like more residential areas. I did the math based on London, so
yeah,
because I was
that
reading,
makes sense.
I was reading a book where it's basically everyone's dead, and this person encounters like 1 to 2 people a day, and it's like, you know, that is a lot of dead people versus say The Walking Dead, which they just keep running into people constantly, so not actually that deadly.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those cases where it's like, okay, this is a problem, but it's not this much of a problem.
It's perceived deadliness of a scenario, right? Like when you hear a serial killer, how many people do you think that person's killed? It's probably not as many as you think.
It doesn't take much to become a serial killer.
Yeah. Or an ace pilot. It's what, 10? Could be
that
3,
I don't
actually.
know.
I think it might be actually closer to 3. I don't know. The idea is, it doesn't take that many kills to become noteworthy, and then if you far surpass that, there's no words for that. There's mass murderer, but even a mass murderer, I think, is like 10.
Yes.
It's surprisingly low. I think like Hollywood movies have amped us up to think it's a lot more.
Ace is typically 5 or more.
Yeah, so half of what I already thought, and I was already lowering it because I thought it was going to be... That's what I'm saying. Hollywood has kind of like propped us up to think bigger things.
Okay, so this is... No, so according to the Air Force, a triple ace is a pilot who destroys at least 5 enemy aircraft during aerial combat. And that's Air Force.
I mean, it also, in the modern age, might be expectations of how often you're going to get into combat.
But ace is, yeah, it says... a military aviator credited with shooting down 5 or more enemy aircraft during aerial combat.
I mean, like, these days, a Tomahawk missile goes over the fucking horizon, so...
Which is, yeah.
You know, it's not dogfights anymore. You're not going after the Red Baron. Which, from the Super Nintendo game, all I can say is hard right, and eventually you're going to find him again.
I only know, the only way to know I know how to take out the Red Baron is by flying on the doghouse.
Okay, you're going with Snoopy.
Yeah.
Only way I know to take out the Red Baron is to put it into the oven for 20 to 25 minutes at 410 degrees. You got another Red Baron you want to throw out there before?
Oh, I'm trying. No, I don't.
I personally wouldn't have thought of Snoopy, but I mean, I know what you're talking about. So, I guess those are our random pulls. I guess at some point...
Baronmon is red for the most part.
Sure, but Baron is a word apropos of any other Baron, right? That could
It's
be
true.
Baron von Munchausen.
You could. No one's stopping you.
And I'm just assuming it's a Digimon. Because you
Yes.
said Mon at the end. That could be a Pokemon, too.
No, it's Digimon.
Yeah, but they also have Mon at the end.
It's true. It's one of the armored Digivolutions of Patamon, believe it or not.
I have no reason not to. Also, could be a Jamaican guy describing a Baron.
It could.
Baron Mon. That's not even an accent. I'm not even trying. Anyway, we should probably end this episode at some point. I think we may have been
Yeah, let's
talking
do it.
about this longer than the actual reaction.
No worries, let's do it.
So once again, I have been Theta. This has been Justin. We've been Stoneface Reactions, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.